today I want to speak about healing and just overload on that, right? What does that mean? Whoosh. So, I was having a deep conversation. And one of the things that I realized is we chase things because we're always trying to get to the end of. We're trying to always get to the end of a road, right? We're always trying to get to the next step. We're always trying to accomplish the next goal, right? But when you're exiting someplace that was toxic, when you're exiting a situation that was hurtful, when you're exiting a situation that was abusive, a lot of times people don't know how to move after that, right? A lot of times people are going and they're doing things that are not the best coping mechanisms. Drinking, hanging out, substance use. No judgment here. I'm just keeping it real. I know. I've experienced it. All that does is suppress the things that you need to work on. So when a lot of people ask me, how have you moved on from abuse or are moving on? Because I don't sugarcoat anything. It's still a process for me, right? I was in a marriage for a very long time. I was in a relationship for a very long time. And before that, it was not long before that, maybe a month, I was in a relationship for 9 years. So we're talking about years of always just trying to figure this out. I'm thankful that God had given me some steps on healing and how to hold myself accountable, which allowed me to heal from my previous domestic violence relationship. And I was working on that healing process while I was married. It was tough trying to be in a marriage that was tough and then trying to work on myself. But I did it, right? I did it. And really working on my childhood abuse, the things that I've been through there. And it's just an ongoing journey. And that's why I'm always talking about healing, because I do encourage healing. It's super important to heal. But how? How do you heal, Jess? Right? Like, what are you doing? I'm getting asked. I'm a believer of mental health. I have gone to therapy. You have to try to find your right therapist. If something or someone doesn't work out for you, you're not vibing with them, find another one. But there are no excuses for not having a clinical therapist that can help you. In addition to that, coaching is very important, right? I am a Christian life coach, and coaching helps you to make plans going forward, right? How can you move forward with whatever the situation is? I do business coaching. I help people bring their visions to life. I help them manage their projects and create deadlines to move along their projects, right? I'm that accountability coach that's going to help you push. That's for my business portion of coaching. But for my Christian life coaching, what I also do is help people kind of break down what they need to heal. And we go over those steps, step by step, and create a plan of how do you want to heal, right? But let me give you some tips now that I've practiced, right? I have to learn to rewire my brain, right? I don't know about you all, but for me, my brain is my superpower. Additionally, I have the gift of public speaking. I can talk. But these things can be very, very detrimental when you're trying to get out of an abusive relationship, or when you've gotten out of it and you're trying to move on. And sometimes the reason why people go back is because of this missing bridge, this missing gap. And that's rewiring your mind. So I was part of a multi-level marketing company, MLM, for years. And that was back in 2013 for over 5 years, right? And what I'm getting to a point during this multi-level marketing company, what I did, hey, brother, what I did was attend the trainings, right? We had tons of trainings, and it really gave me the ground for mindset. Now, although the ground for the mindset ground was business, I applied the skills that I learned in personal development in my healing process. And what does that mean? If we can overload our steps in life and we could work overtime, let's start with work. You need more money, right? You need a goal to meet, right? Maybe you got, for ladies, you got a wedding coming up, right? For men, you're trying to save up for a car. I don't know, if you're a mom or a parent, you're trying to save up college, or I don't know, whatever financial goal you want, a small one. You got to work overtime, right? A lot of us got to get a second job, got to work overtime, and you have no problem not eating, not sleeping to get that goal done. The same thing for the gym. You got to go in if you want to get some abs, some biceps, etc., right? What else? School. When you're in college, you have to go. This deadlines to meet. The professor doesn't care how you meet them deadlines. I don't care if you're a single mom, a single father, somebody passed away, you have a day job. You better get those papers in on time. If that means you got a break night, then that means you got a break night. If you're a high school student, if you have a regent tomorrow and you got to cram to study, you got to do that. So what's the difference with your healing process, right? Why not overload in healing? We already overload our brains in social media junk. We overload our brains with substance, alcohol, drugs, marijuana, negativity, news, crime rate. Why not overload your brain with healing? And that's what I have been doing and what I have done, right? Literally, to rewire my brain, I have to get the junk out of my mind. I need to bring in resources that are not myself, right? So I can learn how to heal. I need to learn coping mechanisms that's going to teach me how to think differently. I need to learn what type of people I need to be around. I need to learn the resources. What type of therapist works for me? What type of coach works for me? Yes, I have had a therapist, and yes, I have a coach. A coach has a coach, yes. And I pay for it. Yes, I invest in myself. You have to invest in yourself, time, money, if you want the best version of yourself. So overload on healing, the way you overload on everything else. Don't tell me you don't have the time to heal. You do. What did I do? I literally started to my area of problem, right? Obviously, I've been in abusive relationships. Why? Why? Just why? I learned through therapy. I was exposed to it as a kid, right? Subconsciously, it was a yes. My brain subconsciously said yes and attracted the same thing. Not just in my 20s, but in my 30s. The difference is I was a go-getter and said I needed to make a change. And I started changing myself, which eventually started to change what I was going to accept. And that's why I left, right? So, okay, now I'm sitting in this pile of my new life that I've created. Didn't change this. You can be sitting in the beaches of Hawaii. After a short amount of time, it's temporary and your mind becomes permanent. Whatever way your mindset is the permanent way you'll be, right? So overload your mind in healing. Start taking groups week by week, right? Little by little. If it's a divorce group, go to it. I don't care. Virtual, figure it out. If it's a support group for women, right? Or if it's for men, go. And if that's how you identify. If it's a mommy's group or a substance abuse recovery, go to the group. I don't care if you don't know anyone. But take a chance and risk on yourself. Commit to committing to be different. To change your ways, right? To be accountable for what you already accepted. And now that you made the decision, congratulations to change. What are you going to do about it? You can't change by yourself. You have to be the number one cheerleader in your life. You have to be your freaking trainer in the boxing ring telling yourself, yo, get up today. Thank God for your presence. Thank God for your life. And go and do something different today, right? And we're not talking about bungee jumping. I'm talking about do something different with your healing, right? If you got to go sit in the bathtub and make a bubble bath, and for us that don't, at times that we struggle and don't have the bubbles for the bubble bath, you better put a rag to cover up the hole in your tub. If you don't have a cover for your tub, sit in hot water. Read a book for 10 pages, right? I mean, I'm helping you to be disciplined. I'm helping you to have self-care right there. Find a coach. There's services you can find online. So all coaches, most coaches that are studying out, they're looking for pro bono clients. Go on Instagram, hashtag pro bono coaching, right? And if you can make extra money so that you can go pay for coaching, to get some coaching for someone to help you through whatever healing process you're going through, pay for that. I do that too, right? Like I told you, I do coaching, life coaching. And no, I don't do it for free. Absolutely not. You have to invest in yourself. I can't want you to want yourself to heal more than me. But I have a course that's coming out if you can't afford one-on-one coaching with me. right? I have a course. It's not going to be too pricey. Invest in yourself. You pop bottles in a club, right? Hundreds of dollars to clothes. Clothes are expensive. And y'all be looking nice out there. Okay? You guys are spending more than $500 on your outfit for one night. And so are the females. Makeup alone is $150. Spend that an hour of coaching. Even if you got to get some coping mechanisms. But I'm giving you some free ones now. Take a bubble bath. Get a book, an empowerment book. They got books for 99 cents on Audible. If you don't like to read, listen to an Audible. But overload on your healing process. Rewire your mind to change how you're thinking so that you are no longer attracting the thing that you left. So that you're no longer filled with toxicity or negativity. And let me tell you something, this isn't easy. A healing process isn't easy, but if you stick to it, all of a sudden you're feeling better. A few weeks in, wow, I'm feeling better, right? So I just want to tell you that. Take healing as serious as you take graduating from college, as serious as you take doing overtime work for a short-term goal of finances, right? As serious as you take going to the gym. Healing is as important because you know what? If you don't get the biggest muscle, like the most impactful thing, your brain straight, it don't matter how much money you make in this world. If you ain't around to spend it, what was the point? Because if you're so depressed, if your mind is so messed up and corrupt that you, God forbid, commit suicide, well, it don't matter if you got $1 million bank account, right? Healing is so important. And only the real understands. When you take out the time to heal, when you usually take out the time to heal, yo, you a champ. I don't care how your bank account looks. If you take out the time for mental health therapy for the part of your healing, if you take out the time to also get a coach to help you through that healing process, if you take out the time to rewire your everyday activities and every day just put one more healthy habit in there, my God, start with in the morning, eat an avocado. If you're not allergic to it, eat an avocado. Take away the bread and the egg. Boil the egg, eat avocado. It's going to change your life. You're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel brighter. And it's not even expensive, bro. Avocados $1.99. Start changing little things, right? So that we can heal as a community, so that our boys, our kids, our women, they're better than us. Where they're not after the imposter syndrome, right? Where they're not only trying to be an influencer. You know what? They want to be influencer on TikTok. I had Papito, I tell my son. But don't let it mess you up here. This needs to be strong. And guess what? I had to take him off all of that because it wasn't making him strong. It actually did the opposite. When I take him off of social media, he's stronger now. His mind, wow. Right? And you got to imagine life with me, because his mom is a coach and a public speaker and a CEO of a women empowerment organization and a project manager at work. I'm on top of him. There ain't no excuses. I've suffered from depression. I've suffered from anxiety. I've suffered from suicidal thoughts. I don't have my family really in my life. I've been abandoned. I've been sexually abused. I've been in DV twice. I've seen DV as a child. Come on, no excuses. But I do want to say is that when you start taking out the toxic things in your life, it makes room for you to do positive things. It's not always easy to get out of a toxic situation, but you can start by, no one can mess with this. You see, even if you're, God forbid, in a relationship that you're getting beat, mentally abused, when you're by yourself, right, you still have a choice. Then nobody is inside your brain and they're not in charge of your thoughts. You are so in charge of your thoughts, right? So take your healing just as serious as you take everything else. And it doesn't matter how much money you're trying to get. It doesn't matter how much health you're trying to gain, right? Or do better in. If you're not fixing here, you could literally lose it all. People are millionaires and they're ending up in psychiatric wards. Do you think it matters that they're millionaires? Don't you think that they would exchange their wealth for a positive mindset, for a free mindset? Free from burden, free from all of that. So I just wanted to give that quick message, which ends up not being quick because when your girl talks, she talks. But overload on your healing. You know what that looks like for me? Pausing a lot of stuff. In 3 weeks, I read 3 books. 1 was audio, 2 was regular. I'm on my 4th one, right? I don't know how many sermons I've heard. I don't know how many videos on YouTube I listened to that was specific to the thing I was trying to understand that was hurting me, that hurt me, so that I don't have to get hurt on that area no more. If you're dealing with someone who's substance abuse, right? Learn what that is. It doesn't mean accept it, right? If someone's abusing you because of substance use, or if they have an addiction to substance use, learn everything about that, right? If it's a family member, learn everything about that. And they might have hurt you. They might have stolen from you. They might have betrayed you. Now you have to heal from that. Healing doesn't have a face. It doesn't have a bank account, right? When things that need healing, they don't have a skin color, a position or title. You got to heal. Being human don't change from no one's title or economic stature, right? Healing requires you to take out the time to rewire your current thought process, and you can't do that by yourself. So my last tip, repeating, bring in external resources that would help guide you. Therapy, coaching, experts. YouTube University has nothing but experts. Nobody even gotta know that you're listening to stuff, right? But get out of your head, because wherever you are now, your mind is what got you there. And if you're trying to get to the next level of your life, you're trying to leave what you had before that wasn't working for you, you're trying to heal from abuse, if you're trying to heal from betrayal or heartache or childhood trauma, you have to decide to make a decision. Well, that is, deciding is a decision. You have to make a decision that no matter what, you're doing it. And you have to do that by yourself, because ain't no one laying down on the bed with you when you're thinking and you want to quit. You have to be your own cheerleader, right? I had a coach that was available for me so much. Texts, calls, but there were times that realistically, my coach has their own life. How am I pulling myself out of this, right? The goal of being in therapy or coaching, obviously it's not for the rest of your life. It's so that you can learn, right? You can learn how to move forward. How can you be your own backbone, right? God doesn't want us to be needy to anything but him, right? So I'm going to stop there. I know I touched upon a lot of stuff, but I did want to speak about that. Overload on your healing. And don't let nobody tell you, oh, you're doing too much. Calm down. No, because you can overload on making money for overtime. You can overload on hitting the gym to get those summer abs, which I still don't have. You can overload on, I don't know, just so many other things. No one talks about overload on your healing. And nobody talks about it because I didn't find that. When I had to do my healing process, I said, oh no, my mind has to change. So I applied what I learned in personal development years ago to my healing journey. For the 3rd time, right? This one was hard. This healing journey has been hard. It's not like my first one. It's weird because when you're dealing with childhood trauma, for some reason I thought that was worse. And the transition I'm in now was actually worse for me. Again, I mentioned because my brain is my superpower. So if I got all these thoughts in here, I need to change them. And if I think faster than a lot of other people and process faster, that means I got to work even harder to get these thoughts to process faster in a positive way. Listen, y'all, I've been healing overtime. So if I could do it, you could do it. All right. And shameless plug. Go to my link in my bio. Buy my journal. It's on Amazon for the ladies. For the men, purchase it for your daughters. It's a timeless journal for your sisters, your mom, your girl, your cousin. And I have a free consultation for my coaching. Make sure you sign up for that. And book me for your coach, because if you like my videos, you're going to love my coaching. Okay. All right. Bye, guys.